This episode is sponsored by Sandwich That Tastes Like Hunger. Are you tired of the usual food that tastes like usual food? Oh man, I'm so tired of all this food that always tastes like regular food. Then what you need is the sandwich that tastes like hunger. Hey, it really tastes like hunger. Sandwich that tastes like hunger. The only sandwich that makes you full by making you hungry. Hello everyone, welcome back to the TrueCast. I am happy to see you back. Today, we're gonna start by talking about something that is really annoying me. The past few days, I started seeing these new memes. And look guys, I'm always up for new memes. I'm always happy to see new memes and to see the creativity online, all the edits that you can get to the new memes. It's all fun to me. But this new meme that I'm getting on YouTube Shorts is really angering me. It's the don't click the sound thing. I mean, I don't know if I can really call it a meme. It's not a meme in the classic sense where, I don't know, it's a funny picture or a funny video or an edit or a funny phrase or whatever, but like it's funny or relatable and it starts going around and it's nice. No, this is a meme more in the sense that it's kind of just spreading. So I guess it's more of a trend actually than a meme. Because I think to the word meme, usually we attribute something positive-ish, like it's funny. But the word trend, that's more neutral. And in this case, it's kind of negative. So I think trend works better than meme to describe it. But yeah, people will record videos. It's mostly on Minecraft, but it's been other videos. And it's always shorts. TikTok, YouTube. I'm assuming Instagram too. I haven't been on Instagram in ages, but I'm assuming there too. And you know how you can remix like the sort of the audio files. You can get, let's say you find a short that you like and you like the audio of the short, then you can like reuse that audio from that short on yours, basically. And so far I've seen sort of two variations of this. The main one is, again, the titular don't click the sound that gives it the name to this trend, where they'll make a regular video and they don't necessarily reuse any audios, but they will, and this is mostly on Minecraft, they will do a Minecraft video like, oh, scary things in Minecraft, or oh, I almost died and here, look how I survived, and whatever. Or oh, when you find your friend's secret base, whatever it is, but it always ends with them finding a sign, a Minecraft sign, that says, don't click the sound, all in caps. Or sometimes even that thing is, sometimes it's not even Minecraft, but it does say don't click the sound somewhere else in the video. So what this does is, it'll make you think, oh, okay, let's check the sound. And you click on it. So you see, every other video with the same sound or whatever. Because they'll put a sound in the video, like on the thing. So then you see all the videos that use that sound. And when you go back, you're giving them the second view. And look, this is clever. It's clever. I'm not angry about this itself. I'm just angry about the fact that every single fucking video is don't click the sound. Like, too many people are doing it, and it's extremely annoying. And if it's not like with a sign, it will be like, I don't know, some other short that, they'll just say, don't click the sound. Or, another, like a lot of other shorts that are basically kind of the same thing that get you to click the sound. They'll be like, you have $50 $25, you get 3 wishes. $20, you get a new mansion. $10, you get a new car, and the other $10, you can get you can marry the third person that appear when you click the sound. And then you click the sound again, and you go back and you give them the view, and that's fine. Again, I don't mind giving them the extra view. I just cannot stand that every single video is the same now. It's terrible. And it's flooding my YouTube shorts. And I think I'm gonna have to start going, don't recommend this channel, in order to fix it. And then I said 2 types-ish, right? And the second type, which again is very similar, this is less about getting you to click the sound and more about spreading it. There'll be people that maybe say, guys, I'm gonna regret this, but everyone that uses this sound, I'm gonna comment on the video. If you use my sound, I'll comment on your video. And yeah, the other, basically like the other half of the videos I get, I don't know, okay, to be fair, this is not as common, but another good amount of videos I get, they'll be like that. Use this sound to, and I'll comment on your video. Like, come on, guys. Again, I don't really hate, like, the strategy of doing this. It's to get more views, it's to get more clicks, I understand. Especially now that I got a YouTube channel and, I'm struggling to get an audience. So, I understand. But I don't want every single video in my feed to be the same. Yeah, well, hopefully it will finish soon, hopefully. Anyway, now that I told you about this thing that I cannot stand, now for something more positive. The sort of funny advert I put in the start of this episode. This is sort of a recreation in English of a video that I used to love so much. It was a video from a group of friends of mine. Back in high school, like, I used to hang out with these guys. We were in different years of school. Like, let's say when I met them, I think, I was in the first year, second year, whatever. No, I think it was in the first year. Then another one of my friends was in second year, and I was, and the older guys were in third year. And I met them through a classmate of mine in the first year. So we were like a nice group. And we would always hang out in the, during lunch break. And at one point, I decided to make a YouTube channel. And now the focus of the YouTube channel was like some comedy, and eventually, like, they also started doing dubbing. They were like very passionate about dubbing, voice acting, and that's also why I kind of never, I wanted to do stuff with them, but, because of voice acting, I never really wanted to make those videos with them. And I liked hanging out with them too, but at the same time, they were in a part of town that was a bit far away from mine. So I never really got the chance to hang out with them. I mean, a few times we did go to restaurants together. Like, the classic one was going to the Chinese restaurant and, just having, our day off adventure, whatever. We will play Dungeons and Dragons, but like D&D, but all in our mind. Like, we wouldn't use like actual serious character sheets or actual serious dice rolls and whatever. You wouldn't really roll for stats or anything. It was basically just role play. But it was fun. It was very fun. And I used to hang out with them whenever I could. And they will make these videos. Now, the voice acting, honestly, I didn't care that much. I mean, I thought they were okay. But the videos they will choose to voice act, most of them had already been voice acted by other guys in Italian, would be very short videos, like cartoons online. Like, I'm talking 3 or 4 minute cartoons. There was one, for example, that they voice acted that I think in English is called Milk, something like that. Like it was a whole thing where the guys want to drink milk and one guy calls it milk. I don't remember the English version, but you can find it online. They would voice act cartoons, maybe, like from Newgrounds. So talking cartoons from Oni. God, I don't remember other guys, but cartoons from Newgrounds. That also will make it on YouTube. And like I said, I didn't really care much about the voice acting, to be honest, but sometimes they will make funny skits. And one of these skits was the one I just made in this episode that I translated in English. And yeah, it was basically that. They were like, oh, the sandwich that tastes just like hunger. Well, to be fair, the original video was the sandwich that's as good as hunger. So I kind of translated it differently, but I mean, it's whatever, right? The whole point was that it tasted like hunger. And that was one of the skits. I love the skit. I showed it to all my friends, and that was my favorite. The other skit that I remember was one about one of my friends going, "Oh, I'm tired of this life. Okay, from now on I will be a different guy." And he literally turns into another one of my friends. And they just pretend that, yeah, it's just a different guy now. It was a stupid, these were stupid skits, but I found them funny. And I kind of hoped, they would focus more on those. And that would have been very nice if they focused on those instead. But they didn't, and that's fine. I mean, it wasn't their passion. And making funny skits takes some time. You gotta come up with funny ideas, For my podcast, I try, to make you laugh, but it's not always easy. And I bet I don't always, nail it. Then you also have to add that some people will laugh, easier. They will laugh at more things and they're more likely to laugh in general, while other people are less likely to laugh. And maybe they'll cringe at something you do. So comedy is not a clear science, I guess. So to that add that, it's an actual skit, When I do my podcast, we talk about a bunch of things. And yeah, I try to make you laugh, but that's still not the whole point of the podcast. I'll tell you about my stories, interesting stuff. I'll discuss what I see online. So, in a way, I think the podcast, even if the recording session lasts much longer, I kind of find it easier than making YouTube skits, even if they're only 30 seconds. Now, to be fair, those were also simple skits, but again, I love them. They just didn't really want to do that on YouTube. By the way, I didn't even mention their name. The channel name was E Gentleman, E written as I. So I guess you will look at I Gentleman. I mean, it's an Italian channel anyway. I don't think any of the listeners here, would have an actual interest in looking at the channel. I might link it in the description, but again, it's an Italian channel. I don't know if it makes much sense for you guys to watch it. But yeah, I love that channel. But eventually they kind of disbanded. So, see, what happened is, it was a fairly solid group of friends, but the main guy, Luca, he was the center of the group, the leader of sorts. Not because he was bossy or anything, just because he was the friendliest. He had a very good friendship with each individual of the group. And he was also, smart and stuff. So I think people just kind of did what he, what he suggested. People would just do it. and he was a great guy. I really liked him a lot. But yeah, he was the sort of the glue that kept the group together. But eventually, when we finished high school, each of us kind of took different directions. Luca was the first. As soon as he finished high school, he went on to live in northern Italy. Don't remember if he went to Milan, probably. And northern Italy isn't even that good to work in, I think. I just went there to work and study for actual voice acting. And well, but still better than South Italy. Besides, he couldn't even do like voice acting school in South Italy, I think. So yeah, I kinda had to go to the north. And so he started taking even acting lessons and stuff. And now I haven't heard of him for ages. So if I gotta be honest, I don't really know if that project ever panned out. I'm afraid it kinda didn't, maybe. I remember him telling me it's hard to make it into the voice acting industry, especially in Italy, where we still use like the same voice actors since the 80s or 90s, you know? Like it's all old people. Because to be fair, a lot of our voice actors in Italy are very good. Very, very good. But there needs to be some space for the younger people, you know? At the same time, it's also that, Italy will voice act stuff from other countries, yes, but we don't really produce much of our own. Like, it's not like we make that many cartoons in Italy. That would help. If we made more cartoons, more shows, then we would need more voice actors, maybe. But, it is what it is, right? Anyway, that was the first reason why I don't think like he was having much luck. But then COVID happened as well, and that was a while ago now, and I hope I can say that word without YouTube putting down my video. It's been ages, and I'm sorry, it's just something that happened, There's many worse things that happen, and I can mention them, but I cannot mention this. That's crazy. Anyway, yes, the whole virus thing happened, and I think he might have had to interrupt his voice acting school. I don't know, but yeah, now he's just in north of Italy, and for a good amount of time, they tried to still record the videos together. They would record, let's say, there was another member of the group, his name was Riccardo. I'm not gonna give you the last name, so I'm not doxing them. But yeah, it's just to be easier. Okay, let's say we needed Riccardo's voice. Well, then Riccardo would record his audio file, like his bit, and send it to Luca. And I think it was still Luca, like editing the whole video and adding the voices where they need to be. Gaetano will record his part. But it was different, again, because Luca wasn't there. I'm assuming when they all got together to record things, it was all of them in the same house. They will record a bit, then joke around, have fun. But now Luca's not there anymore. And I told you, Luca is the glue of the group that keeps everyone together. It's just not the same. I know for once, Gaetano told me, like, he was basically my best friend in high school, and he told me quite a few times, I see Riccardo, he comes to my house, we record a bit, but it's not as fun. Riccardo can be pretty annoying sometimes, and, oh shit, I'm realizing... What? No, they're not gonna see the video. They're not gonna see the video. But and it's in English. It's in English too. They're not gonna see the video. But yeah, it's not okay. Look, Riccardo, if you're somehow listening to this, or Gaetano, if you're listening to this, surely, obviously, you still liked each other as friends. You were still, having fun together. Riccardo, you have to understand, it's not that Gaetano hated you or anything. It's just that he didn't like recording as much without Luca there. And Gaetano was annoyed easily sometimes. And to you, Gaetano, I say, fuck. Anyway, like I said, guys, they're not gonna listen to this in English. It's an English video. They know I don't have any ill intention. And can I be honest? I'm not even sure if these two guys even talk to each other anymore. Like, not because, they fought or anything. It's just because, like I said before, everyone took different roads. Everyone started going do their own thing. And, without Luke, I guess it wasn't going as well. So eventually, even though for some time they sent the video files to Luca, like video audio files to Luca, and they will edit like this, eventually they just broken up the group. That was it. Eventually, it was the end of it. Pretty sure Luca and Gaetano are still good friends, because I remember hearing from Gaetano that when Luca sometimes comes home in Sicily, they hang out together. But so yeah, I don't know anything else. There was another member of the group as well. Don't remember his name. He was a classmate of Luca. I didn't really know him that well, but he was also in videos and stuff. Now that I'm talking about them, now I'm kind of curious. After I finish recording this, I will probably open up their YouTube channel and have a look. But yeah, that's it. Now you know why I made that skit, where I took it from. It's translated, and it's not the best, but it's not bad either with the translation. It still holds up decently, I guess. And about the gentleman, my group of friends that made the YouTube channel. Yeah, now you know more stuff. I know you love learning about me. That's why I told you this story. But yeah, another thing, not regarding this, I've been working on updating my podcast itself, like the way I do things, and it's taking me a while. But soon I might start adding stock gameplay footage. Well, stock quote unquote, because I'm recording it myself. But I'm talking about gameplay footage from, the games I play normally that I'm not making videos on. Just to keep you guys entertained, just to put something on more interesting while I talk in the background. I might start from this video, because initially I wanted to do something neater, but I might just start doing it in this video, because the time, I haven't had much time. I've been a bit short on time lately, and couldn't really get to work on the new designs. Plus, it's not like something you do in half an hour. Well, yes, if you know what you're doing, but I need to learn as well. So it's been taking me a lot longer than I would have wanted, which means we'll see. I have plans to improve the podcast even further, but most likely, at least for now, if I decide to give you some like gameplay footage to watch with the podcast, it's gonna be like just on screen like that. It's gonna be literally full screen, which I'm sure you guys don't mind. I just kind of wanted to keep the branding, the letters of the TrueCast on, but we'll see. If this video has, if this podcast that I upload on YouTube has video footage, then I did it. If not, yes, like usual, I enjoy the podcast, listening to it. Enjoy it on Spotify as well. And I need to always remember to tell you guys, I've got it on Spotify too. And Spotify listeners, this is on YouTube as well. YouTube is the main platform, but obviously the podcast episodes can easily be re-uploaded to Spotify. And Spotify is ideal if you just want to put it in the background. Yeah, Spotify has adverts like YouTube, but the thing is, Spotify can be kept in the background without paying for YouTube Premium, which obviously is a choice, for you guys. YouTube Premium isn't even that expensive. I myself have thought about buying it multiple times, because you can also download things. It's good, but I don't know. In the end, I kind of didn't because I'm very difficult with subscriptions. I never want to do subscriptions if I had to pay. But that's just me. Again, it's not that YouTube Premium is a bad subscription. I just don't want to pay for anything. And that's why if I listen to the podcast, I listen to Spotify in the background. Which is, yeah, what I'm suggesting. If you guys want to put it in the background, I do it to sleep. When I go to sleep, I put podcasts in the background. It's usually Super Mega. Sometimes it's Distractable, which is a podcast with Markiplier. Other times is Creepscast. Although I don't know if it's good for sleeping. It's got horror stories and stuff. Another podcast that used to be nice was Brain Leak. I think I mentioned it before. But yeah, they don't do it anymore. They only did it for a year. It was with Jacksepticeye, who's a cool guy. And Ethan Nestor. Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah. Anyway, not really have much else, about YouTube to talk about. So, sounds like it's the time for another story of mine. Yes, I anticipated this story to some of the people listening to this podcast, and I hope you find it funny. This is the bottle of shit story. Which, by the way, don't get worried, it wasn't actual poop inside the bottle. That would have been more disgusting than funny. But yeah, basically, but all the way back in middle school. And I was like, I don't know, 11? Oh no, I'm yawning. Sorry guys, it happens when I when I record in the morning. Yes, right, I was 11, middle school, and my two classmates, like I had two friends, basically two main friends, kind of the only friends, yeah. A guy that was kind of a bully, like he had this type of joking that wasn't that cool. And then another guy like who's still currently, I will say, my best friend. And basically, we were like a group, and we will try to hang out every time we could. And I don't remember who came up with the idea. It might have been me. But one day, I was sitting together with the lame friend of Alessandro. I'll just give you the name because it's easier. Now, Alessandro, there's actually no way in the whole world that he's ever gonna listen to this. And if he does, it's okay, because I don't talk with him anymore. I haven't talked with him for like ages. So, Alessandro, I was sitting with him, and we had an empty bottle. I think it was mine, because I would fill up old plastic bottles with water to bring drinking water to school. It's actually very bad. Don't do that. Microplastics and stuff. But obviously I was ignorant about it. My parents were ignorant about it. I think they still are. They still don't know anything about this stuff. But I had these bottles of waters. And the thing is, I would often forget that water in the bottle for like even 7 days. And then it would taste terrible. It's probably very bad. And what would happen is I wouldn't drink it because it was terrible and probably will make me sick. It was like full of bacteria probably from being still for ages. And at that point, again, it might have been my idea. I just decided, okay, let's just put a bunch of stuff into it. Let's put anything disgusting we can find. Let's put regular, tissues. Let's put tissues that we've blown our nose into. So with all mucus and stuff, disgusting. Thinking about it is disgusting. Let's put chalk inside, from like the chalkboard. Sometimes we will just have pieces of chalk laying around on the floor. Maybe it will break, and we'll, I don't know, be around the class and stuff. So let's get pieces of chalk. I think somehow, I'm not sure how, we'll even get like the chalk dust from the, from like the board eraser. We'll get the chalk dust in there. I don't know how we did it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. But yeah, we will put all sorts of weird things in it. Even markers, like highlighters. There's sometimes you have like skinny highlighters, or they're more like colors you color with, but they're highlighter style. I don't know what they're called, and we put those in there. Broken pens, because again, it's like a water bottle, right? So even a pen could fit in it. So we will put any kind of thing, ink, whatever. We'll make it disgusting. And then we will have this bottle, the bottle of shit. I don't know if we really called it that. I call it like that now. And after school, me, Alessandro, and this other friend of mine, his name is Dario, we'll go, we will walk down to our houses. Because, we didn't live we live sort of close together. Different parts, but we could walk a good few meters together. And there was before we reached Dario's house, there was a small area with a few shops on the side. And I don't really know how to describe it. It was more like a sort of like a concrete square with nothing on it. So it was just space for walking, basically. But it was out of the sidewalk. Did you guys call it sidewalk? Where people walk on. It was like on a sort of elevated ground. It's kind of hard to describe. You know what? I guess if I ever go back to Palermo, like my hometown, next time I go, I'll take a picture or something and put it on a YouTube post if I remember. That's gonna be like in, I have no idea how many months. But yeah, it was this area where people wouldn't really walk on it necessarily. They could avoid it if they saw us making this mess. We would get the bottle, throw it in the air, and then it would fall on the ground. And then we repeated it again, and again, and again, until the bottle maybe started breaking. Usually the lid will come off eventually, because of the pressure of the bottle kept on falling and hitting the ground. When the lid started giving out, basically, obviously, all the shitty liquid will start coming out. And keep in mind, we will leave these bottles to rest at least 2 or 3 hours. So by that time, even the paper inside was all soggy and stuff. Like it was completely sort of decomposing. And once it was opening, we will keep on throwing it. Water splashing everywhere. We will be careful not to get hit by the splash. And it will leave shit all over the floor. And we kept on doing this quite a few times. I'm not sure how many, but I could say, I don't know, at least between 5 and 8 times we probably would have done this. And we only stopped because one day there was a guy from a shop nearby that got really mad at us because we kept on doing it multiple times, Like only once a day, sure, but for multiple consecutive days as well. And he got really mad at us and shouted at us and was almost chasing us, so we just ran away and we never did it again. But all the residue left from the bottles, I'm pretty sure it's still there. You can walk there and you can see black spots on the floor, and the floor was pink. Again, it was a cool different area. It was an elevated area. They made the floor pinkish, and I'm not sure why. It does look nice. It was nice. But we ruined it, yes, because you could see, and you probably can still see, black spots. What were the black spots, you may ask? Basically, it was the paper inside the bottle. When it hit the floor, it will stick to the floor pretty badly because it was wet paper and sort of merge with the floor with time. Then, people will step on it. Once it was dry, people will step on it. Rain will fall, dust from the air, whatever. With time, it will turn black because of dirt. And the thing is, once that paper was stuck to the floor, pretty sure, short of scraping the floor, it will be impossible to get it out. Because it stuck that well, and it dried as well. And I've seen literally, like, big chunks of toilet paper thrown on walls, and like it's a huge chunk, but it sticks to the wall. That's what water does. It really sticks well, actually. Like wet paper sticks very well. And I'm suggesting you guys don't do any of this shit, because now, as an adult, I will find it incredibly annoying. It will make me mad, especially because it's vandalism in a way. It's just that I care in Sicily. I guess in Sicily we don't care about vandalism or something. So common, I guess, Sicily. It's not the worst of all places, but it's a bit of a rough place still. It's not that comfortable, I guess. But it's my home. It's my home country. It's Italy, southern Italy. It's where I'm from. I guess I'm used to it. But yeah, in any case, there's still pots there. We literally did like permanent damage, I'm assuming. I mean, maybe over the years it faded a little. Maybe the pieces of thing with time went away or whatever. And I mean, realistically, I think you can just power wash it. I think if you just use a power washer, it will get off the ground. I mean, otherwise you gotta scrape it with some metal thing, and that's gonna ruin the floor as well. So probably don't do that. But yeah, that was the bottle of shit story. I hope you enjoyed it. I think when I told the Vaseline story, that was funnier than this. But look, it's okay, because this still gave you a sort of an introspective on me. Now you know what I'm really like. Like, I'm such a bad boy. No, but in all seriousness, I was young, I didn't... And I think I was a really nice person, even when I was a child, it wasn't like I was a piece of shit or anything. I remember being, sensible and stuff. Or do you say sensitive? But, I was nice to people. It's just that I wouldn't realize that was bad, I just didn't think that was a problem. It's not like I knew it was gonna leave marks forever. I didn't know the shit in the bottle was gonna become permanent part of the ground. And of course, littering, yes, but the streets in Palermo are so dirty. I swear, there's so much stuff on the ground, so much plastics, cans, bottles, napkins, dirt, all everywhere. It's so dirty that I didn't really think about littering. It was just normal. Okay, there's shit on the floor. That's normal, Oh, it's crazy. Now I live in Liverpool, and I remember before moving to Liverpool, people will tell me, "Oh, Liverpool is dirty. There's shit on the floor all the time. It's so dirty." And now I'm here in Liverpool, and it's literally 10 times cleaner than Palermo, where I'm from. So, you guys, believe me. Most likely, most of you guys come from nice towns, cities, and you have no idea what it was like. I think Palermo is a little better now. I remember finding it better. But when I was a kid, it was a mess. It was a huge mess. To the point that, again, I didn't even think about littering. I didn't think it was that bad. But yeah, we will do those things. I'm still friends with Dario, but less with Alessandro. No, I mean, zero. I'm not friends with Alessandro at all. But that's a story maybe for another podcast, because that would be a long story. That would actually be a long one. Wouldn't be surprised if it takes me 15 or 20 minutes to talk about all of that. And, we've had our 40 minutes right now. Right when I said that, there were 40 minutes of our episode. Oh no, because I leave 10. Oh, I forgot, guys. I always leave 10 seconds to record for noise cancelling, for noise correction. So I messed up. It wasn't 40 minutes of episode when I said 40. Well, whatever. In any case, guys, that's it for this episode. We talked about a few stories. We talked about this trend that I hate so much, and hopefully we had some fun. Hopefully you had some laughs at the sandwich that tastes like hunger. Hopefully you had some laughs at the bottle of shit. I don't think it's as funny as the bottle story, but hopefully you had some laughs. And as far as this episode goes, that's the end. But don't worry, there's always more coming. I'll see you in the next episode.